Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Dominik Mysterio has been a target for Liv Morgan's seduction over the past few weeks. This week on Raw, Rhea Ripley surprisingly returned to catch him in a seemingly intimate position with the Women's World Champion. Morgan teamed up with Dominik to defeat Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega on the Red brand. The match saw Dirty Dom pinning his father for the first time. After the fight, he celebrated with his tag team partner. The two ended up on the mat in a seemingly intimate position when Ripley's music hit. As Liv fled through the crowd, the Eradicator appeared furious with her on-screen boyfriend. On his Not Sam Wrestling podcast, WWE analyst Sam Roberts suggested the former NXT North American champion bring up a certain point to defend himself in front of Mommy. The 40-year-old claimed Dirty Dom should explain to Ripley that he only hugged Morgan because he was full of emotions after finally pinning his deadbeat dad following two previous singles defeats against the master of the 619. They celebrate and Dominik is overcome with emotions. He hugs Liv Morgan because, and this is key, and I hope that he brings this up on Monday when Rhea Ripley has a problem with it, for the first time, Dominik pinned his father. Dominik Mysterio pinned Rey Mysterio for the first time, he said. From 7:15 to 7:33, Liv Morgan sent a message to Dominik Mysterio after he pinned his father on Raw. Following Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan took to social media to send a message to Dominik Mysterio after the latter pinned his father, WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, for the first time in his career. The Women's World Champion stated that she was happy and proud of him, dubbing him the real daddy of the Mysterio family. "You finally beat your deadbeat dad. I'm happy for you and I'm so proud of you. You are the real daddy of the Mysterio family at Dom Mysterio 35, she wrote. Morgan has also taken a shot at Rhea Ripley following the last episode of Raw. It would be interesting to see if the Women's World Champion would come face-to-face with the Eradicator next week on the Red brand. Do you think Rhea Ripley will forgive Dominik Mysterio? Hit the discuss button and sound off. Dominik Mysterio paced back and forth in the dimly lit locker room, the muffled roar of the crowd echoing through the walls. The weight of the upcoming confrontation with Rhea Ripley gnawed at him. She was not just a tag partner, she was an intimidating force who demanded respect and excellence. Tonight, he had to defend himself against the growing doubts about his commitment and skills. The door creaked open, and Rhea's imposing figure filled the frame. Her eyes were fierce, and her posture radiated dominance. Dominik took a deep breath, steeling himself for the conversation that would either solidify his place or mark the beginning of the end. "Dominik," Rhea's voice was cold and sharp, "we need to talk." He nodded, motioning for her to sit. She remained standing, arms crossed, waiting for him to speak. "I know there's been a lot of talk," Dominik began, his voice steady but tinged with anxiety. "And I know I've made mistakes. But I want to bring up one point, one thing that I believe defines my place here." Rhea raised an eyebrow, signaling him to continue. "It's my heritage," Dominik said firmly. "My father, Rey Mysterio, is a legend in this business. I was born into this world, trained by one of the greatest. I carry the Mysterio legacy on my shoulders. That legacy isn't just about high-flying moves or masks. It's about resilience, heart, and fighting spirit." Rhea's gaze softened slightly, but her skepticism remained. "Legacy only gets you so far, Dom. This is about what you bring to the table, not what your father did." Dominik nodded. "You're right. But my heritage isn't just about the past. It's about the lessons I've learned, the values instilled in me. Every time I step into the ring, I'm not just fighting for myself, I'm fighting for the Mysterio name. That means I give everything I have, every single night." He took a step closer to her, his eyes intense. "When I teamed up with you, it wasn't just a career move. It was a commitment to push myself, to learn from one of the best. You demand excellence, and I want to live up to that. I know I haven't always met your expectations, but I'm here to prove that I can. Not just because of who my father is, but because of who I am." Rhea uncrossed her arms, her expression contemplative. You've got passion, Dom. But passion needs to translate into results. You need to show me that you're not just riding on your father's coattails. Dominik took a deep breath. I will. Starting tonight. Give me one more chance, and I'll show you what the Mysterio name truly stands for. Rhea studied him for a moment before nodding. All right, Dom. One more chance. But don't expect any leniency. You either step up, or you're out. Dominik felt a surge of determination. I won't let you down. As Rhea turned to leave, Dominik felt a mix of relief and renewed pressure. He had bought himself some time, but now he had to back up his words with actions. The locker room door swung open again, and this time it was WWE analyst Corey Graves. He had been observing the interaction, his expression one of intrigue. That was quite the speech, Dominik, Corey said, leaning against the doorframe. Do you really believe you can live up to your father's legacy and Rhea's expectations? Dominik squared his shoulders. I have to. There's no other option. Corey nodded thoughtfully. You know, the Mysterio name carries a lot of weight. But it's also a double-edged sword. People expect greatness from you, but they're also quick to judge when you fall short. I'm aware, Dominik replied. But I'm not afraid of the pressure. It's what drives me. Corey smiled slightly. Good. Because tonight, you'll need every ounce of that drive. You're not just fighting for yourself or your legacy. You're fighting for your place in this business. Dominik's eyes narrowed with determination. I won't let anything stand in my way. The analyst gave him a nod of approval before exiting the room. Dominik was left alone with his thoughts, the weight of the upcoming match heavy on his mind. He knew the road ahead was treacherous, but he was ready to face it head-on. As the night progressed, Dominik found himself standing in the gorilla position, waiting for his entrance music to hit. The adrenaline coursed through his veins, every beat of his heart sinking with the anticipation of the crowd. Rhea stood beside him, her presence a reminder of the stakes. She gave him a curt nod, a silent acknowledgement of the trust she had placed in him for this match. Don't mess this up, she whispered, her tone both a warning and a challenge. Dominik met her gaze with unwavering resolve. I won't. The music hit, and Dominik stepped out into the blinding lights and deafening roar of the arena. He could feel the energy of the crowd, their expectations, their doubts. But he also felt something else, the unyielding spirit of his father, the legacy that coursed through his blood. He walked down the ramp, his focus razor-sharp. Tonight was more than just a match. It was a statement. A declaration that Dominik Mysterio was here to forge his own path, to honor his heritage while carving out his own legacy. The match was intense, a whirlwind of high-flying maneuvers, powerful strikes, and moments of sheer resilience. Dominik fought with everything he had, pushing his limits, proving to Rhea, the crowd, and himself that he belonged. In the end, it was his determination, his heart, and the spirit of the Mysterio legacy that carried him through. As the referee raised his hand in victory, the arena erupted in cheers. Dominik turned to see Rhea watching from ringside, a rare smile of approval on her face. He had done it. He had defended his place, not just with words, but with actions. As he celebrated in the ring, he knew this was just the beginning. There would be more challenges, more doubts to overcome. But tonight, Dominik Mysterio had proven that he was more than just a name. He was a fighter, a survivor, and a true Mysterio.